Hey, have you ever gone on a adventure where all your comforts of home were left behind and you went without for a long time? How did that feel? Do you remember when you came back? Maybe you went without a shower. Do you remember that shower when you got back? I do. I went like 3 weeks without a shower once while I was in the backcountry. And then I went into town, got a hotel room, took a shower, and it was the best shower of my life. And I would never have experienced the best shower of my life if I hadn't gone without one for 3 weeks. Appreciation doesn't come from abundance. Welcome back, everybody, to the Northbound podcast. In this episode, we're talking about appreciating the little things and appreciating what we have and how that translates to leadership. You might be like, well, yeah, how do those go together? Well, let's go through it. You know, when you go out without even hot food for a while, man, that hot meal that you get in town, it's so good. It's like the best meal ever. We value things more deeply after we've gone without them. And that discomfort or going without, it sharpens our gratitude. Here on the Northbound podcast, as you know, we talk about leadership like it's a climb and we're headed to the summit, okay? As we climb, our awareness can decrease unless we stay grounded. So my encouragement is that going without will build perspective. And this is a truth that you will learn on the trail, is that when everything is stripped down, you notice what matters, whether that's water, warmth, rest, simplicity. You might think back in your career and think about when you first got into the job market or when you first got your first job or if you've been with your company for a long time, maybe when you were brand new to the company, you noticed opportunity. You valued access. You were grateful for the basic things. And then as you climbed the corporate ladder and your resources increased, your distance from the ground increased as well. And you may have forgotten what it was like to go without. And so you begin to lose perspective. When we're comfortable, comfort can create blind spots. And that doesn't mean that comfort is bad. It's not. But unchecked comfort can create a disconnect. Remember that verse in the Bible, Luke 18:25, where Jesus says, "It is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of God." Riches and possessions and position, they become idols, and it can create greed and power and all kinds of stuff. Now, if you think about that verse, maybe it's talking about a sewing needle, but a lot of scholars believe that it's talking about a small gate that was in the walls of Jerusalem, and it was called the Needle's Eye Gate, and that was because it required camels to be unloaded and knelt down to squeeze through, and that was symbolizing, Jesus was using that symbolism to show that a rich person needs to unload. If they hold on to that stuff, and we're talking about that on Northbound, we're talking about getting rid of that stuff that we cling on to. As you climb, and I'm calling it a corporate ladder or whatever, you're going to cling on to things. You're going to cling on to position a lot of the time, and you're going to lose sight of what got you there, who got you there, what your people might need. As you have more, do they have what they need? In leadership, oftentimes, as people are promoted, they start to not notice overworked teams, those small frustrations, the quiet burnouts that are going on. And that's because they are no longer experiencing those pressures. The higher you climb, the easier it is to forget what the trail feels like under your feet. So staying grounded keeps leaders humble. And what is that? What is humility really? Well, it's not thinking less of yourself. It's just thinking about yourself less. You're still incredible. And so are the people you lead. And so if you're in a leadership position, you have been called to lead. So it's time to lead. And that means that you have been put into a position of huge responsibility. You're not less. You're more. And so are the people that you lead. So grounded leaders need to remember where they came from. They need to listen more. Don't lead from entitlement. Lead with empathy. Leaders who remember having less, they don't hoard the comfort, they share it. At Northbound, I want to help you be a grounded leader. so you can lead people better. If we stay grounded, we're going to help design better systems for our team. We're going to set realistic expectations and protect them from unnecessary pressure, recognizing effort, not just outcomes. We're not going to lead from the summit by shouting down commands. That's not going to get them there. We don't climb to the summit faster than everybody else and then stand up at the top and yell at them to go faster, or yell at them to fix whatever it is that's going to help them get there. No, sometimes, like literally when you climb to the summit, you drop your pack and you run down the trail and you walk up with the rest of your team. You lead by walking the trail with them. Sometimes it's going to require you to slow down. And another thing we're going to do is intentionally practice gratitude. This doesn't happen by accident. Leaders must intentionally put themselves in proximity to real work. Listen to the voices that are on the front line and remember what it's like to go without. Spend time where the work actually happens. Grab that vacuum and start vacuuming. And sometimes this is why I want to start adventures that we can go on as a team in the Northbound community. I want to do that because when you choose simplicity over luxury, that's when you really start to intentionally practice gratitude. When you put yourself in that place of adventure, going out in the wilderness and leaving stuff behind, you're gonna start to practice gratitude like without even trying, because you're gonna be so thankful for the things that you have after that. It's amazing. So choosing simplicity over luxury is a great practice. And then you can ask yourself, what's something that I've stopped noticing? Here are some clear key takeaways today that are actionable. We appreciate most what we've gone without. Comfort is going to dull gratitude if unchecked, and grounded leaders must stay empathetic. Humility increases trust and connection. And leaders who remember going without, they lead with wisdom, not entitlement. So the best leaders don't forget the trail behind them that shaped them, that prepared them, that got them to where they are. They stay grounded even as they climb. So you remember those early days. I encourage you, remember those early days. If you are in the early days, keep them in mind. Maybe write them down so that you don't forget them later on down the road. Leave yourself a note. Leave yourself a note so that when you get promoted years from now, when you climb that ladder, when you get up there, that you remember, hey, I wrote myself this note a long time ago to remember what it was like. So notice the small things. Lead with gratitude. I want to help you with all that. I want to help you and walk with you in this, in what you're going through and where you are right now. I want to walk with you. Come to the Northbound community. The link is below. All right, go lead boldly, humbly, confidently. Keep climbing Northbound. See ya.